management, or going out for multiple sources of water in the lean period so that you can manage the water for the drinking purpose in the drought time. So you have to accept the risk, and accepting the risk, how can you manage your daily routine? It has come up in all the presentations, whether it's the drinking water, whether it's for irrigation, agriculture. So it was quite a common kind of a thing in all the presentations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. So that comes back to something that we discussed yesterday already, I believe. I mean, it's about, really moving to a more participatory approach, also in applied research, perhaps, and co-design, if you want. Also, really be close to the beneficiaries that should benefit from the solutions that you're bringing up. How are you taking this work forward?
So like I am from UNICEF India, so we are supporting Government of India's major flagship program on water with an investment of 2,900 billion dollar is government investing, Government of India. So one of the major things is going to come up that how can you get into the conjunctive uses of water for a village when you are providing drinking water supply. So the stakeholders mapping is coming out very prominently, and also bringing the knowledge to the community. Because we have come out with so many modeling, so many indexing, but are these modeling and indexing scalable? So that is a question that we need to ask ourselves, because in India we have to go to billions of populations. It's not doing in one particular city or one particular village. So that's the challenge for us, that how the modeling, because the modelings are also very much dependent on the site specific localized things. So that is a one question, and that is a way forward for us. And the second most important part, that whatever we were doing, whether we're designing an water supply schemes or irrigation schemes, whether canal based or river basin based, so the risk informed programming is very crucial. We have to identify the risk and hazards, and you have to consider it and integrate in the programming. Otherwise the huge investment may not yield sustainable results. And a last point is that this program is for 5 years for India, this functional household tap water connection. So
Right.
there has to be some short-term, medium-term, and long-term investments and the goals for if you want to really achieve SDG 6.0 for water.
Right.
So these are the
Right.
way forward, I would say. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Yusuf. I mean, this is also putting out there that the time frame is always crucial. I mean, we're really thinking we have like 5 years project periods, but we have to think long term in order to make changes. And I mean, the question how you get knowledge to people, we heard that from Dolores also, when it comes to models, when it comes to other things, like how do you get the knowledge to people? How do you create the awareness? So this is kind of a cross-cutting theme, I believe, that came up yesterday and again in your sessions. Thank you so much, Yusuf, for your input and reporting to us. Once again, if anyone in the audience would like to add impressions, please go ahead and share your thoughts in the chat. Nice sharing, Yusuf. Let's connect over email. Here we go. And Loy Rigo, I have a suggestion. Why don't you connect via the platform? Are you already connected? If not, just search for Yusuf Kabir in the participants list. Click on Add to Contact. Then you're connected. And you know what? You could have a live call tomorrow during the matchmaking session, because we have different options. We have live calls. We have the announcement board where you can join a group discussion. You can join also other formats. But this would be a great way to connect, maybe. Up to you. I'm just putting the suggestion out here. Let me try. Thank you. Thank you, Loy. With this, I would like to turn to Angela Million. I hope I pronounced this name correctly. And I see you, Angela, already on the screen. And Angela, you are with the Technical University in Berlin. I believe you're perhaps joining us from Berlin. And you have been in the session Circular Design Build Strategies. Now, what does circular design build strategies mean?
Yes, first of all, thanks to all the presenters and also participants of the session. Circular design build strategies, we look at strategies that try to combine different things like water and wastewater treatment and food production, But also, sorry, I have to decline a call here. But also, for example, to combine blue and green infrastructure development. So looking to bring different resources like water, but also food, but also energy into a circular system within a context that can be a city, but can be also a region. And this in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, yes, yeah. And what are your takeaways from the session? I mean, what were the questions? If you had time for discussions? What was it that you could elaborate on?
Well, we had presentation that looked at different design build and also nature based solution on exactly combining, for example, water and nutrition circles for food production and better water quality, or even coastal area protection. And one takeaway is that all these technologies and also these concepts are basically they're ready to go. They're basically also ready to be implemented on the spot in buildings, in such as schools, housing, but also in public spaces or even whole neighborhoods. And by the way, this is also an experience we have from our research in Berlin. But you can also say that knowing much about planning policies and also planning practice, and we know there is a big implementation gap out there. And when it comes to discussing how we actually get these technology developments or nature-based solution into practice, we still find a lot of obstacles. And we discussed a little bit at the end what could be the role of citizens. So not so much of administrations, regulations, which we know are challenging, and also policies are challenging, but what actually could be the role of citizens, a strategic role in implementation and also in the usage. And there again, we found presenters who said, yes, they can be supportive, they can be drivers, they can be even pushers for different technology developments. We had a colleague from Vienna who pointed out that without an active citizen part, some of these developments would never be pushed into practice. But on the other hand, we also found colleagues who see basically the need of awareness rising, that maybe citizens have not found their role yet, don't see their role, or push for other solutions. And we have to make maybe also ourselves better understandable, or negotiate between these different solutions. So in the end, I come to the conclusion that to say it also short, at times I have the impression we don't know yet or have not found good strategies to have the citizens on board when it comes to the implementation of these solutions we're proposing in design and spatial planning. So there is still a need to be closer to the citizens in these developments, but also to politics and decision makers, without
all the stakeholders that are somehow relevant.
Exactly.
I see. I mean, again, this is something this is kind of like a red line, I think, that is, kind of following us through the conference, that solutions are there. We heard this morning also from Sita in a keynote. A lot of solutions are out there. It's all about the local context. It's all about engagement with people, knowing better the needs and how actually implementation can happen in terms of politics, but also or policy, but also with regards to citizen-driven solutions and implementation. That's great. I mean, thank you very much, Angela, for these takeaways from your session. I believe Marcel is perhaps not joining us. I'm sure also coming out of these technical sessions, and you're like, so many discussions and presentations. Perhaps the one or the other needs a moment, but that's okay. So I believe we leave it there for the moment. And that means that also our day is ending here in Cologne already, because today we have a short day, the second day of the conference. Angela, it was great to hear you, and all participants are so inspiring to us, attached with reality. Thank you. That's a nice compliment, and Angela, I think that's a nice closing statement almost. But I have one more thing to say. So it was great. It was a great day. It was great being here with you. And once again, I have to remind you, matchmaking is coming up tomorrow. Please be active. Go on the platform. There will be a great opportunity to just use this platform not only for sessions and plenary, but really have a one-on-one call or join a group discussion. So check out the attachment, the announcement board on the website. And one other thing I don't want to miss, tomorrow we have a great keynote from Tim Lee, who is with the Mekong River Commission, who will open the day for us and talk about the situation at the Mekong. There will be a little quiz, I can tell you, in the beginning. And also, afterwards, we move to a roundtable that would look into land management, also related to Mekong, and look at how SDGs could be achieved also with a governance perspective. Perhaps some of the things that you have been discussing today would come up there tomorrow. All right, then. I would say those of you who are in the same time zone with me, it's time for lunch. In India, it must be like, what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
It's 4:30.
4:30 already. Oh my God. Okay, 4:30 already. So it's high tea, maybe. I don't know. All right.
Mumbai,
I wish.
I'm in Mumbai, so you can understand the city never sleeps.
All right. Okay. All right, Dolores and Yusuf and Angela, thanks so much for joining us here. And I hope to see you again tomorrow morning when we start again and start with day 3. Thank you very much, all. Thanks to the audience. Thanks to all who have participated in the sessions and contributed to a great conference. Bye-bye, everyone.